One day.
Come
that
on
is the
now.
question.
Come on now. Like old friends, we know each other. I mean, I have a voice problem. You have a smell problem. Overall, we...
Well, I thought you were going to say bowel. I guess I have more than one problem then.
Yes, that is a smell problem. You're horrible, leaking bowels.
It's very warm in here.
It's very hot. Too hot in here for us.
It's too early for this nonsense, Slacks. Are you excited for this match?
I am. You know what? If there's one thing this tournament taught me, it's that people that I know the name of are a little overrated. I think Hyped might be going down today.
I know. I did say this yesterday, that everybody who has, we have absolutely no idea who they are, have been winning. Hyped, this might be the exception, my friend.
Hyped is very good. Holy
He might be one of the few players that is absolutely not overrated because he just keeps winning tournaments left, right, and center. He never makes a mistake. I have never seen him make a mistake, Slacks. Even his mistakes are not mistakes.
Wow. That was a joke, by the way. I don't believe that any of our players are overrated. It's just that people put such high stock in somebody if they know their name. This is Artifact. This is one of the first couple esports events for Artifact. Getting to know these people, it's kind of a pretty even playing field, except for Hyped, because he's a psychopath. I believe he has the most hours played in Artifact by far. The kid doesn't.
How many is that? What would you predict that to be?
More than any human should have. And here we go. Welcome to the game. It is Shauna versus Hyped.
Excellent. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's look at these decks here. We got 0 cards for each respective player. That's very important. Shana is level 24 versus Hyped 21. Shana's played more than Hyped.
Oh my God.
More hours.
Has played more constructed than Hyped.
Can you believe it?
Well, Hyped is kind of hype on the dum-dum mode that I never play.
Excuse me?
What's that one called?
What?
I only play constructed. So I don't even...
Oh, draft?
I've literally never played draft.
Yeah, he does play a lot of draft. That's true. But you do
true.
gain levels through draft. I know you wouldn't know that, but now you do. Today you learned.
Gross.
So 2 ramp decks, some differences between the two. We got Fight Through the Pain on the side of Shana. Shauna? Shane? I don't know. How do you say that name?
You're asking me how to say someone's name? That's
because I want to blame the mispronunciation on you.
Shauna.
Shauna.
There we go. 7 damage instead of 6. Very exciting.
All right, going for the duel that allowed the combat phase to take care of Legion Commander. So Hyped is perfectly fine with the level 1 duels. I can't say I blame him.
Ooh, this is a nice looking draw here. Double stars aligned to start us off. Interested that we're going to go ahead and use that instead of the Mist of Avernus. You see a lot of people trying to knock out that Mist of Avernus in round 1 just because that damage is a modify. It stays forever. So I guess he didn't really have a choice.
That's true. I mean, Unearthed Secrets, you get the instant value, right? Yeah. And if you play Mist, you don't exactly know where the creeps are going to be spawning. Now you definitely know you want to put Mist in this lane in all likelihood, right? Plus, if you put it somewhere really early, then the opponent will know where you're going. So that kind of orchestrates what's going on. So I like holding on to that Mist. And, I mean, Mist can still be played here like we talked about. Doesn't get value this turn, but still pretty damn good. Now, double stars align in the hand, which means next turn... What are we... Actually, not next turn. This turn.
What
are we seeing here? What are we seeing turn 2?
Time of Triumph. Thank you, SUNSfan. I do have trouble reading.
What is this card?
That is called Time of Triumph. Thank you so much.
Very good.
Yes. I know.
I know.
I know all about that. And here we go. Rose Leaf Druid is the only move that we have here. Very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, that Time of Triumph is pretty dark. We've seen this before, turn 2. It's obviously extremely powerful, but the last time we saw it, I forget even who it was at this point, but they lost. They actually lost the game.
They lost.
That does not happen very often, but you are playing against type, so we'll see if Shauna
Mobana
has anything to do with it.
Fee Fi Fo Fana want to put this thing down, I'll tell you that. Get that Avernus out. Kind of very unfortunate that Avernus... I mean, sure, you get Time of Triumph off in round 2, but the Mist of Avernus, SUNSfan, that's all units, not just 2.
Time of Triumph and Mist. I don't know. I don't know what you do here. Do you just put everybody in the first lane, just start misting up? No, you can't do that.
I don't know.
You got to defend this mid, I would think.
Hyped is thinking about trying to slow the bleed here from this first lane, but...
Slow the bleed. I mean, is that what people say these days?
Well, this guy is gushing.
Stem the bleeding.
Slow the bleeding.
I want to slow it. Okay, that's different than
stem. I mean, this is definitely, lane 1's going to bleed out. There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put as many bodies as you want there. The damage itself, the siege damage is going to go through everything, so Not sure why you would even want to try to save that bad boy.
I mean, he's debating between the two. He might be thinking that one of the two heroes coming in for Shauna, whatever you want to call,
Bobana,
might be going to the first lane because you want to get this value out of Mist. But as we can see, the two heroes are going to be splitting up lane 2 and lane 3, which does make a lot of sense, obviously. Now, Hype has absolutely no ramp right now.
Negative.
He has no Roseleaf Druid in hand, no Celemon's Favor, no Stars Align. Does have Emissary if he's able to find that on the top deck right now. So Axe will be going to the third lane. I think he's going to be happy with this choice. He outnumbers the Legion Commander in that lane as a result of this move. So, yeah, I think this first lane is just completely given up.
You just let it go. It's fine. Things happen in life, guys. A little life lesson for you. Sometimes shit's going to happen. Your greatest enemy will time of triumph in your worst moment. You know what happens? You let that shit go. You move on.
Do you just let Lycan die?
You let Lycan die.
You can equip Phase Boots and live, but then what do you do? He's going to block some damage here, it looks like.
Why? Let her go.
Well, I mean, delaying this by 1 turn actually is kind of a big deal.
Of course.
But there is duel in hand, so we know that Shana can get away with this.
Why are you having so much fun? This is such a simple name. Shauna. Shana? Do you see an E, SUNSfan? Have we switched spots?
What do you mean an E?
It'd be Shane, A, if it was Shana.
No, that... God, you are the worst. You are actually the worst. All right, going to lane 2 now that the lane 1 is completely decimated. We talked about Time of Triumph not exactly being the best for pushing 80, but you haven't missed a Avernus in this lane, so it still is extremely scary.
Who cares about lane 2? This lane's already gone. What do you got? Smash to the defenses. You got a duel. You can draw it out for a little bit. What matters is the party zone in lane 3. That's where the party's going to be. 2 full HP towers, 2 things that both these guys want to be taken out.
Yeah, but here's the other thing, buddy.
Yeah?
Well, first and foremost, this tower needs to go down now if you want to try to keep up with this first lane, right? Mist of Avernus is actually a little bit more powerful in this lane just because there's so many more units. You could equip Phase Boots for Hyped and actually get the lethal right now, but maybe he feels comfortable that this is just going to go down at some point, so might expect a pass here.
Do you play Smash the defenses and get a draw, or do you just duel and bide your time? I mean, in my opinion, this tower's gone. Might as well put your draw and see what we can do in lane 3. But
yeah, I think Smash is probably the play here. So
Booyah!
Get an extra draw. And the fact that Duel is still here to block out any, like, if a creep is being held here by Hyped, could just duel that to prevent lethal on the tower. And like I said, you can equip Phase Boots to get lethal.
Excuse me?
What?
Phase Boots lethal on what?
Well, in theory, Treant Protector moves to this side and you get lethal on the tower. But he can just duel the creep as a result. So it looks like this tower will not be... unless Duel is held. I mean, Duel is a very important spell. Of course, Bronze Legionnaire can also block.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about that.
And he's going to go for the duel right now anyway.
Oh, gracious me.
So Roseleaf Druid is donezo.
He was so old. It wasn't necessary. Oh, such an old tree.
Yes. Now Phase Boots only gives you 1 more damage, so
yes.
Just an old tree.
Feels bad, man. I'm really happy that plants aren't, you know, have minds.
There was actually a study that plants feel pain.
That's not true.
It's probably not true, but there was a study.
That's great. I could do a study about how you're an idiot. That doesn't mean that
that's just an opinion.
Yeah. Well,
these are facts. Whether they're true or not,
just because a study was done doesn't mean anything. You could literally do a study about anything. If you don't talk about the results, it's a worthless comment. You moron. It's a worthless comment. I could study made up shit. Anyway.
You do all the time. It's called lore.
That's not made up. I believe.
I'm sorry, what?
I believe the multi-dimension theory. And I think that the lore is true in another universe.
I mean, if you believe in the multi-dimension, just possibilities within life itself, then technically speaking, Dota and Artifact do exist in another realm because there's just infinite possibilities.
And there's a universe where Artifact is the biggest game.
That could be this universe very shortly.
It will be this universe, Sons. And that was the joke.
Great job,
Give it some time.
What a shill.
I wish. Someone, please. I've been
please pay me.
Someone, please pay me. My dad always said, don't do what you like for free. I got to stop shilling for free.
Well, it looks like a couple items picked up by Shana. We got the Health Salve and Stonehall Cloak. I love that they show up in this little area. It's very cute.
Yeah, that's cute. You know what I'd love more? If they showed up on the goddamn screen. No worries.
Why do you think this is a glitch? I think that's on purpose.
On purpose?
Yeah. It's by the imp. It makes a lot of sense. It's literally by the shop here.
I mean, yes, it's definitely on purpose that it's upside down and glitches through the floor.
This is normal.
This is completely normal.
Completely normal. Wow.
All right.
Lycan might be going to the first lane to try to go for a potential 80, so
Hell!
now we'll reconsider and go to the third lane to block as much.
Probably a
as
very
possible.
good idea. Let's not forget that we do have Celemani's favor.
Yep, we sure
so
do.
No reason to put that in the same lane that you're in. Might as well slap that over and see what you get on this draw. Mist of Avertus, not that great. Oh!
There we go.
There
It is Emissary, not exactly the time of triumph that Hyped is probably looking for. And this is the scariest thing, though. This lane will get 80 very shortly.
And Shauna, still, you know, very lucky in that initial draw, but now, oh my goodness gracious,
What?
draws the time of triumph.
Yeah, but you can't sell a mayonnaise.
Well, sure, but he still drew the time of triumph. I mean,
Well
that's
done.
very good.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that a Savage Wolf wasn't put down because we won't be able to 80 with just these 4 units, if they stay here, that is. Obviously, no way to actually move them around yet.
Still have a Bronze Legionnaire, but more useful
you
to
could
have
put
that
that
as a
down.
block, I would think. Don't go all in here.
I mean, yeah, that could be true. It's tough to tell. If Lycan comes down, you have to think that he'll be able to block something in this lane to begin with, so it might take 2 additional turns after this one to actually finish off this Ancient. And the question is, can that third lane be defended long enough? In fact, you might just put Emissary down here. That's kind of crazy.
Dare you dream?
It's kind of crazy. Actually, no, that's terrible.
That seems like a really stupid idea.
No, you have 2 emissaries. You have no green here in the third lane, so why not?
I mean, but a double emissary is game winning in just 1 turn, typically, with enough units.
You're saying, what are you playing here then?
Nothing.
Missed.
You played literally
okay.
nothing. You emissary in the last lane, then next round you put another emissary and you get lethal.
You can't emissary in this lane.
Why not?
Do you see a green hero down?
He's coming. He's coming next round.
So you want to save it till next round. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
A double emissary takes a tower, and he takes another tower, he wins the game.
You think that he will survive that?
Sure.
With this first lane.
You got to bank on it. How else do you win, SUNSfan?
So you just hope that the first lane trips on itself.
You just pray
on
to
creeps
your
and
gods.
Arrows. I see.
I mean,
Your
definitely.
entire Artifact career makes a lot of sense right about now.
No, in all seriousness, though, big decision here. I think he really has to go to wherever the creeps dictate. If he has a chance to potentially have the creeps go in that first lane, he might be able to, you know, put that green hero in this final lane. But if those creeps don't help him out, of course he has to try to stop that damage. He does not know that our friend has a time of triumph, though. So
That's right.
If he did know that, the decision would be very clear of what to do.
So is Shana just going to Celemani's favor in the first lane, perhaps?
Absolutely.
Go for blockers here. The scary thing is I think that Hyped wins this lane next turn.
Yeah.
And this first lane, as it stands now, will not win next turn.
Well.
So this is a bit scary if you're in Shana's position. Hyped, on the other hand, depending on how this works out, could be looking quite pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a pretty boy, actually. He's quite attractive, I have to say.
I don't, you know.
I feel very confident in my sexuality to be able to say that. He is a very attractive young man.
Okay. I don't see attractiveness from anyone since I got married. So.
Wow. Including your wife?
We're already married.
Thank God she doesn't watch this.
Berserker's
okay.
Call. I think this means that you have to just put in the Celemani's favor in that first lane. But
Incorrect.
wow.
It's an honor to
I mean, this is very interesting. You see tons of trades coming through. I think this helps out Shana more than anyone because this first lane is dealing so much damage to this tower. This means Lycan pretty much has to go to this first lane. We got Blink Daggers. We have TP as well, so Axe can get out of dodge and try to finish it off for next turn. This is really scary. I mean, I believe the problem is you have Time of Triumph, which is great, but you really want Emissary in this lane if you're Shana.
Sure.
If you can top deck the Emissary, that's going to be pretty huge.
Well, we're
I don't think anyone's winning
7,
this.
though.
No one's winning this third lane. I think it just comes down to who can 80.
Who can 80 first? Huh.
My money's on Shana right now. This is looking very, very good.
Pretty nice block there, I have to say.
Yep.
Could be fixed up. There we go. Stars align. Berserker's Call. Nothing for Shana to play. Shauna.
Well, Time of Triumph, like we talked about.
It's round 7.
Oh, I thought Stars Line was there. All right, Stars Line with Hype. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
he can play Emissary. That's not great, though.
I mean, I'm a little confused with that decision in the last one. Of course, we have to assume that the pro players are making the best decisions, but putting down the Salamani's favor in round 3 before dying instead of putting that block would have allowed for Time of Triumph, which basically would have allowed for the game here. But now we have 4 mana. Gonna see the Quorum come out and try to stall as long as possible.
Yeah, it's really just this acting as a chump blocker, if nothing else. You might have to put all 3 heroes in this first lane. It is risky as well, but I don't know how you hold this. This is really difficult for Hyped.
Yeah. In so many of these decks, you know, you see the strength of blue being able to have that full board clear, but with all this power comes no responsibility, as there's no way for them to kind of get out of these bad situations without just putting heroes or units in front of them and blocking it up.
Now, Lycan, unfortunately, nothing to be done for him. Stars Line's going to come down for next round. And you can even fight through the pain in the second lane if you want to gain initiative, although you probably just want to TP out the Axe. Here comes the old Pumperoo.
Pumperoo?
Not really going to do anything.
That's the least attractive thing I have ever heard. The Pumperoo.
I don't see any problem with that.
Gracious.
I see no problem.
Okay.
So do
I mean,
Blink Dagger. Ooh. Is there any way you move here? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's definitely a thought process behind it, but just having the threat of the movement itself freaks out the opponent as well. Now Hype doesn't know. Do I want to put all these units in that first lane? Because then they're trapped. And we got a Blink Dagger.
That's true. If he that's actually a big deal, because yeah, if Hyped ends up putting all 3 or even 2 out of 3 in this lane,
I mean,
then with that Blink Dagger, you just get out, right? And just go for another lane.
That's completely true. So I would have to.
Go now. Right. Wow! Going now. Oh, that's great positioning as well. So all 3 of those creeps will die.
And Blink Dagger on Lycan as well. So maybe just have to call that as enough of a block and get out of there.
Yeah, potentially.
Jeez.
Jasper Daggers applies.
This is a very hard decision, especially with the next round being that round 8. I think that's just, you got to put all 3 heroes in that first lane, buddy. Hey, or at least 2. It's a tough decision for
Yeah, you can still get 80 here very easily for Shana.
Woo!
Axe, I assume, gets TP'd out here, unless you. Yeah, I don't think there's any. I mean, you can just put down a Viscous Nades. It's not like you're going to be using these anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Unless you're afraid of getting dueled. That's. You're going to go for it now.
Interesting that. Was that worth losing the initiative, though?
Initiative for what, though? You're not doing anything in this lane.
Yeah. But at the same time, you TP out and then, oh yeah.
Right, this is so Hyped has kind of, in some ways, turned this around if he can hold that first lane, because now we're going back to the third lane. He's showing lethal right now. Emissary can come down as well, and we only have 1 blocker.
This guy thought it out.
I think this is it.
This is it. We were so worried about Hyped, we forgot about that third lane TP, SUNSfan.
Man,
terrible
that was actually,
job.
That was pretty sick. There's 3 off, but of course with the pump, that's going to be just enough.
Needed those arrows. Wow, look at that.
And Hype takes game 1 in very close. This is one of those games, you're seeing 2 decks that are extremely similar. We talk about who can get the ramp faster.
Yep.
Shana got it.
Yep.
Turn 2, Time of Triumph.
It got it, but I mean,
lost.
I gotta say, man, I feel probably the same as Shana that time. It really looked like an easy game, but that 3-board state, you forget about those other things, the things that you think are secure. When you're in round 8, when you're in these ramp decks with stars align, that damage can come out of anywhere. And a little too concerned maybe about that first lane. I got caught up right with you, buddy. That was
I don't know what
rough.
you're talking about. We talked about that third lane possibility.
I know we talked about it, but I mean, I was so concerned. I was in the zone on lane 1. Lane 3, man, he had to TP out, had to go.
Yeah, well, that's what happens sometimes in mirrors. You just outmaneuver just 1 small move in terms of TPs. Works out in your favor. The fact that more creeps happen to be in that third lane, and the fact that you had the other emissary in hand with the stars aligned. So, I mean, he got the cards a little later than Shana, but ended up working out better as a result.
Yep. Again, I mean, everyone keeps saying that these ramp decks are really good for doing it in the early game. I still think that getting that round 2 Time of Triumph can sometimes work against you. Because your opponent knows what has to be done.
Overconfidence.
Overconfidence.
Well, it's funny because we saw Time of Triumph versus Emissary, and Emissary won.
Yeah.
Right? Because Emissary was not played by Shana.
But a little bit of lucky on those creep spawns as well. A lot of those creeps managed to make it out alive.
So same deck for Shana, and this is the mono blue for Hyped.
Mono
This is
blue.
the Glyph of Confusion version, the one of that we've seen before in past tournaments.
Now, originally, just looking at this deck, I gotta say, Hyped seems like he's gonna be in a pretty good spot here because, again, with these kind of rampy decks, you're looking for your units to be doing damage. You're looking for these units to stay alive for a while, to get quorumed. And Mono Blue's big strength right now is just clearing the board and buying time. So, in my opinion, pretty uphill battle here.
It also depends on if the... So Time of Triumph is way better in this matchup, right? Because at least, even if you get annihilated, you are at least modified with these ridiculous effects. Emissary, I agree, not quite as strong as a result of all the board clears. But if you can force Hype's hand into getting rid of the, annihilations relatively early, or if he just doesn't draw them like we've seen in the past in this tournament, then that could prove to be his end. But he is up 1-0 right now, has 2 at any cost very early, which is extremely nice.
Yeah. What do you think about Axe coming out last in this deck?
It's kind of interesting. I mean, the Lycan being out first is kind of... It's Lycan or Treant, right?
Yeah.
And Treant is more defensive. Lycan,
Sure.
It's kind of the opposite, offensive in nature, but really just depends on the spawns of the creeps.
I think it's pretty interesting to, so many, if we go ahead and look at these decks here, I mean, so many low-level red cards coming out. And, I mean, just Stars Align, which is, of course, is a huge one for this ramp deck, but a lot of options with those low-level red cards.
So I do agree with you on one point. So Axe being last versus LC. So LC, I would say, is... I mean, Axe did just get nerfed, though, so 1 less attack, 1 less HP. You're going to be bringing out a red hero last regardless, right? Because you want a green hero, a second one coming out on the turn. So it's really between... Because Bristleback, there's no question. He has to be out there right away, right? So it's LC or Axe. Axe sits there. Doesn't actually get kills, though, because of that nerf to the damage. LC could get a turn 1 kill. That is true. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know.
We've seen it many a time. In fact, well, we're going to see a Agnum Sanctum put down in lane 1, which is going to open up some options. But more importantly, Shana still got that ramp yet again with Salamani's favor going into the second lane. We're getting close already to level 8.
That's right. Only has red cards, though, at the moment.
Well, we do have a spot weakness for another draw.
You could just call as well.
You could.
Gonna go with the spot weakness, though, instead. Just draw that card.
But those arrows, I mean, it feels pretty good to not have to call right here, right?
Yeah, you're obviously under the assumption that at any cost is there.
Well, now she pissed me off, so now we duel because she was being a jerk. We need to have this green hero alive in this lane.
Do you duel now?
You really pissed me off.
Just gonna widen the lanes. I think is the safer choice.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, so looking at the hand right now, if you had like Stars Align, or you don't even need Stars Align, but if you, technically you do. You have like Emissary in hand or something of that nature, then yeah, maybe you end up dueling after the fact. But looking at this hand now, that green hero actually is not that important. If you think about it.
We'll see about that.
I mean, if you're going to rely on top decks, then you're not doing it right, I don't think.
I suppose you could be correct about that, Sunsfan.
Ooh, double Ags. The double Agsy in that first lane.
Ags. We've discussed this many a time in this tournament, if this is worth it. Of course, it is extremely powerful. You basically get a nice couple Thunder God's Wraths in there, and your options are unlimited. But it does tell your opponent exactly what your thought process is and lets them play around it. Let's not forget, we do have Smash Their Defenses. Now, we have seen so many Smash Your Defenses that are not put on these Sanctums for the love of God. Why? I don't understand, but today we must be seeing this in lane 1.
I think we're going to see that for sure. Of course, you're only getting 1 out of 2, so it's still going to be quite a powerful lane in theory. But it is 2v1 at the moment with Kana. Only 5 mana as well, so can't really do anything crazy in terms of clears. Even the at any cost doesn't do a whole lot here.
You could potentially duel first and then take it down, but seems a little bit like overkill. Of course.
You see that 1 item's in hand, though, right?
Sure.
And if that item, I mean, it's a 5 gold item, you know that. You pretty much know it's Stonehall Cloak. I don't think there's any other, 5. I guess Demagicking Maul or Jasper Daggers. There's still quite a few, actually.
I mean, but it's
so
lethal
going for the
anyway.
right away.
So Duel coming out there, clearing out, making sure that no goofiness comes, and then even some salt on that wound, SUNSfan. Show me the smash.
I was going to say, I think you unearth secrets instead, because smash, what if, although this is pretty heavy commitment right now, you can still use this another turn. You can use it to fake them out even. Perhaps make them commit a card they don't really want to play just to be able to play something, and then they refresh. And there's a lot of mind games.
No, there's not. Agnum Sanctum, you smash it. We have yet to see anyone do it. And
is that true, though?
Yes.
Are you sure that's true?
You smash that shit.
I don't
smash that like button. Subscribe. You take that garbage out.
I'm pretty sure we've seen it.
I have not seen it.
You have not seen
personally,
it. That doesn't
I'm
mean anything,
cursed to never see one of the greatest improvements in the game.
You're also cursed to never see double edge used for literally no reason.
Yeah, that is true. All right, at any cost available here, yeah. I think it's probably the move. Why not? Skywrath Mage, he will return, and you can take out a Bristle without losing and giving that armor away. Yeah, it obviously will kill Skywrath in result, but you could also Stonehall Cloak first, but that kind of orchestrates exactly what you're doing. So that's a bit scary. And the fact, if you do it right now, this is going to be an 8-mana turn next time around with only one hero. So worst case, you have Emissary with one hero and maybe a creep, maybe none. So Hype just considering his choices here. Of course, this is his second at any cost, and these are extremely important in this deck. So indeed. I mean, we do know that the threat of Emissary is coming, but I think that's the right choice, you know? Yep, I agree. I think having 2 heroes of opposite color in a lane that's going to be 8 next turn is just something you can't ignore. Sure. Stonehall Cloak most likely going to be used on one of these 2 heroes. Who do you want to save, SunsFan? Well, who's more important, Zeus or Ogre? Ogre. I got to say Ogre every time. I got that chance for the multicast, of course. And Ogre just looks better in a cloak. Is that true? Yeah. It's funny that this cloak would fit both heroes. This guy has 2 freaking heads. He's as wide as a freaking horse. Well, double click on that bad boy. He's already wearing a cloak, as you can see. So you're right. That's right. So he's wearing a cloak on top of a cloak with such a thick body. He's got to be hot. Thick. Very hot. Deals with fire as well. Yeah. Life is truly horrific for our friend RobAJG. Constant state of pain. Well, Luna, no initiative for Hyped. He does have Annihilation, of course. Is this the right move here? Putting in one little Luna in this lane with fear of Berserker's Call. I mean, I know you want to have a blue hero in this double blue lane, but yeah. Oh, whoa, that's lucky ducky right there. Yeah, now Duel would be the only thing that can take him out right off the bat. I mean, you just if Hyped can or Shana can. No. Nope. Not today. So all you can do is really just, well, you can Stars Align Emissary, but again, you're assuming Annihilation is there. There's no way you play Emissary here. Yeah. You could try to equip Blink Dagger and just go to the mid lane with Axe, and that way you can just get a Time of Triumph off. But again, Annihilation is here. Or you could just take out one of those 2 boys before it's too late. All right, you held on to it last time. No, please. Gonna pass right now to see what Hype does. Gonna Annihilate. Hype is just delaying a little bit, so this indicates perhaps that Annihilation's coming because that's less gold for the enemy. Oh my god. Passing again. Hyped. Has a lot of plays. Cunning plan. Dimensional Portal there to draw another card. I mean, excuse me. Cunning plan to draw another card. Dimensional Portal draws 3 cards and 3 creeps. A little bit of buff to that very weak card. That would be like 8 mana, I think. Yikes. Uh-oh, you said there's no chance. You said there's no chance, SunsFan. Yeah. This, I mean, the Annihilation has to come now because, well, actually, no. The mana was used, so Time of Triumph can come, even if it gets annihilated. Not that big of a deal because they're modified, right? Yeah. So the fact that a little bit of mana was used and another action had to be used to refresh is enormous for this play. So that's a 2-man Time of Triumph. Very nice. Yep. So now we probably see that Annihilation, or we could see an abandonment of this lane. But with those 2 Sanctums here, you really don't want to abandon this lane. You know that you're going to have to put somebody here eventually anyway, but certainly causes a problem here. Annihilation. The Hype does not feel good about this. Not at all. So the value from Time of Triumph comes out. I mean, we're going to be seeing that the rest of the game for those 2 units. And that was his 1 Annihilation in hand. He won't be guaranteed another one, obviously. We've seen that so many times this tournament. Emissary, right off the bat, he does have one extra creep to work with.
So the damage to the tower is going to be pretty significant as well.
Yep.
So things are looking up for Shana. And Hyped, this is where he starts to get scary, though, right? We're getting to the 6-7 mana.
It ain't that scary, though. Actually, this is when blue is starting to look good, buddy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes, indeed.
Oh, you thought I meant he's getting scared.
No, he's not getting scared. He's getting ready. He's getting that...
he's looking scary.
Yes. He's loading that gun right there. That magical staff is about to be unleashed upon his enemies. As we've got some thoughts coming out here from Shauna.
You think Triad's going to move here?
That's a lot of damage to be given up.
I agree. I would think that perhaps just prepping it for later, doing a little extra damage for now, thinking about future turns. I mean, if you had like another Stars Align into Emissary for here, then that I could... okay. Going right off the bat. Very interesting.
That is interesting. A lot of damage lost from 15 to 7.
Well, I guess if creeps are spawned there, Emissary can just take the tower.
That is true.
And are you going to annihilate that as blue? Like, that feels horrible. There's no heroes there? That's actually a really interesting move. I kind of like it. I'll see if this works out or not.
Passing
That's
right
very
now.
cool.
I mean, also probably knows that doesn't want to lose initiative here as well. We do not have any Arcane Assaults drawn yet, although they are 3 strong in the deck, so that's got to be a little telling there.
Eclipse not going to do too much here. So if a Berserker's Call comes out, for example, we're going to see the prep, the Stonehall Cloak, to make sure that less damage comes about. You can take out both Ogre, well, you can take out Ogre and then Zeus through the combat phase. And like I talked about, Eclipse just doesn't really do anything. So expect Hype to just pass again, I believe.
Yeah, Dimensional Portal, I was about to say, could put a little bit of action here and get a little bit of...
Yeah, perhaps he's expecting the Berserker's Call right now, but either way, we'll end up with mostly the same result. A little extra damage to the tower from Hype, but both blue heroes dead, 2 coming back now. And if you're Shana, you're assuming that Annihilation is in hand, right? So how do you play this exactly? You got Bristleback.
I think you got to
spread them out.
Got to put Bristle in that first lane, right? You definitely... Do you put 2 heroes in the... Oh.
Good creep spawns for Hype, though.
That is nice. Hell yeah. I would say if the creeps weren't on your in your favor, you might want to put both blue heroes in that top lane. But with 2 creeps heading over there, you got a nice chance to maybe salvage that middle lane.
I mean, even though this is a small delay, Emissary will continue to be buffed. These units will not die. A little bit fortunate for Hype that he does not spawn in front of anything in that mid lane, because the creep actually would get the kill.
How many Eclipse charges we got, buddy?
Well, we're going to see Thunder God's Wrath come out first. It's going to be a second one to follow. Let's look at the HP on everybody here.
Nice.
Stonehall Cloak is prepped. Well, I can't even unzoom, apparently.
Counterplay right there.
5 HP, 4 HP. So you do kill 1 hero by double Thunder God's Wrath. That doesn't feel that great.
Now, before we go through with this, I would like to say I'm loving the choice to not play that Smash to their defenses until we see 1 more spell be used. 1 more spell comes out.
Yep.
Ready
4
for
charges.
That
All right, that's not going to kill the Bristleback. Yeah, I
and
completely
now we
agree.
smash.
Yes.
Yes.
This is exactly what we were talking about, and you kind of disagreed with me, but now you like it.
I like it now. I mean, that's why I'm not a pro Artifact player, man. That hurts a lot more to make them think that they have some mana and then take it away from them rather than just take it. Letting your opponent think that they have a chance.
You gotta just do damage to the tower right now, right?
Yeah, that's just
I don't
cruelty.
think you blink here. If you blink here, you're risking Annihilation. Like, the whole point of leaving this lane is because these creeps are scary on their own, which is actually very cool to see. Because we talk about how Emissary is not really great in this matchup because of Annihilation, but if you just leave the unit alone, you don't want to annihilate. That's really cool. I like that. It's really cool.
That's really cool.
Really cool.
Wow.
Okay, screw what I just said.
Okay, thank you, SUNSfan.
So banking on the fact that Annihilation is not there, and, well, it's true. There's no Annihilation.
Yeah, that's got to be quite the risk here, though.
It is a huge risk.
Yeah. But
Berserker's Call will absolutely destroy.
I mean, you just open yourself up for a really nice near lethal there with that move. But pretty risky stuff. In this moment, though, you got a lot of things coming. Let's not forget these 2 heroes. What do they got on them, SUNSfan? Coming out soon.
I actually think it is lethal, by the way.
Yeah?
Berserker's Call with the pump and a Bronze Legionnaire to follow. Definite lethal on this tower.
What I was about to say is, don't forget we have 2 units coming with Time of Triumph.
That's right.
They
forgot all about those bad boys. So this isn't going to be an easy tower kill. So again, the risk pays off No Annihilation in hand for Hyped. And obviously the Eclipses are just not powerful right now. Only 4 charges. Thunder God's Wrath, we've seen one already, but these red heroes, they don't care too much about that. LC is kind of the lower HP hero of the 3, but still survives. So I fully expect Berserker's Call Bronze Legionnaire. Little bit surprised that the Bronze Legionnaire wasn't played first, though. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Although there's 3 mana left. I don't know. So this is not lethal anymore.
No.
Because there are creeps blocking.
But we certainly are getting closer, and with 2 Time of Triumph units coming out and only a few HP left on this tower, the situation grows more desperate for our friend. 14 damage here, too. Look at that spread.
Yeah.
Yikes.
This is nice.
Now, big decision.
Sorry, I just want to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
Playing around at any cost. That's why the Bronze Legionnaire probably was not played. We've seen so many people kind of play this greedy way of putting these creeps down first and then buffing them with Emissary, and then they end up regretting it because they don't have time to actually pump. But playing it safe. Stop laughing at pump. That's the term.
Gross. It's so
Valve
gross.
has implemented that into the lore.
No. No one says pump.
Yes. What are you talking about?
I need to pump. All right.
To pump you up.
Here we go, putting it down at Cellmania in that final lane, buffing that up to next round. We're looking at a 10 mana.
Yeah.
This is a very dire straits here. You got 2 towers that you desperately need to save, and you have a Time of Triumph unit that will be doing damage unless they are insta-killed somehow.
Yep.
That it's guaranteed to hit one of those 2 towers. So.
And you need to just,
Whoa.
I mean, this is interesting. I mean, you have 2 heroes in the last lane, right? And Hyped can only do so much about these lanes. Look at every single tower. 28 damage is the highest HP for his tower here. You're going to have 2 Time of Triumph heroes to worry about.
Yeah.
3 health, 8 health, and then the other side. Look at these towers. They're taking almost no damage.
I mean,
this bolt actually will not even win the game in 2 turns if he can't do more damage.
Sure. I understand that you're winning the game very heavily here, but with that Time of Triumph damage, you guarantee that that middle tower goes down if one of those heroes.
Because he has Annihilation.
Could have Annihilation, SUNSfan.
Let's say he has Annihilation. He kind of has to use it here in some ways because he's just getting destroyed by these Time of Triumphs. And that leaves another lane open to get taken out, right?
Still doesn't draw Annihilation. This is rough stuff for our boy Hyped.
So look at it this way, Slacks.
Yeah.
Let's say he has Annihilation. He can't use it here, correct? Because he's losing in these other lanes.
So you force the hand.
So it means Time of Triumph will just be able to get free hits.
Wow.
Forced to get a Thunder God's Wrath. You do get the Treant Protector in the last lane,
Your life is
but has no more to follow. Eclipse will do a lot in this last lane, though. 1 proc kills the Legion Commander.
Do you double Time of Triumph here? Or do you just clear out the Luna and get that direct damage?
Good kind is going to write about
Why not?
Answer.
The answer is there.
Given. 16 damage. I don't know. I understand. You
I mean,
want to play
Hyped is on the back foot.
I think that's quite obvious.
He's on the back. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Hyped might be having a troublesome game. I'm not sure if you've noticed this. It could be troublesome here.
Quite troublesome.
Ooh.
All right, Compel. There is Annihilation. All right, that's a
Finally,
start.
Compel releasing the beast there. Unfortunately, not enough mana now, though. And gets that Annihilation a little late. However,
Well,
we
you don't
will
want
be
to
able to
annihilate
save.
here because
Well, yeah.
these towers are dying.
I
Sure.
know what I have to do.
And, okay. So maybe this is the tower that you just give up. I mean, you have 2 Time of Triumph heroes, and you can't afford to annihilate, so...
God, that has got to hurt.
It does.
The tower that has the most HP out of everybody, you have to sack it for the off chance that you get to annihilate and then fix things later. But Skywrath Mage will be coming out alone next round, so he does have some more time to do some things. But yeah, we're getting close to Bolt of Damocles time as well. So
Yeah.
maybe Hype can squeeze out another win and do the impossible yet again.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting finish. This will be a miraculous finish for Hyped.
Well, if it happens. I mean, I know he gets the Time of Triumph lane 3, but let's not forget lane 1 now with these double... I mean, he gets a clear lane 3, excuse me. These double Time of Triumph units in lane 1 are now a concern as well. So how do you save that next round? How much we got over here?
Full heal means that I don't think you can save this tower anymore without annihilating. So this might be the Annihilation lane. And then what do you have? You have Mystic Flare to take out the LC.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
That actually is enough.
She doesn't have enough to kill Luna. I don't believe, unless he had double duel, which could be a possibility for... So, yeah, I think you have to time a triumph here.
Wait, what? Time of triumph?
I mean, excuse me, annihilate. I just keep thinking about...
Would you like me to play this?
No, please don't.
Would you like me to click this?
Don't touch!
I kind of want to test it out for...
Don't test it out. We
just
saw
to
what
see
happened
if it
last time.
actually is a consistent crash.
Why would you do that on the most important part of the match? You can do that at the beginning of the match when it doesn't matter at all.
Remind me next time.
All right, so no options here to be able to clear out this Luna.
I mean, you could Berserker's Call, kill yourself. That opens up Bronze Legionnaire and an extra creep to hit the tower. That's technically lethal. But you have to assume that, like, you know, Mystic Flares and all that stuff is here.
Yeah, there's got to be answers there, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that one down. We do have enough for Berserker's Call, so I think you got a Mystic Flare here or you're dead for hyped, but that is also very bad as well because you lose initiative in that last lane, which you desperately want in case you happen to draw another Annihilation, which very well could happen, but no choice here. Has to Mystic Flare.
Yep. Get some free damage on the tower now, so that's at least a lane that he can kind of try to take 2 damage away from a bolt actually finishing it off, and still 1 mana away from even being able to cast that.
So this one is a 50-50. Let's say that we draw an Annihilation.
Yes.
Spawn in front of Axe, game over. Initiative is on
I actually don't
side.
think you try to save first lane.
Really?
You hope that no Blink Daggers are ever picked up, so that they're just stuck there, and you try to save or push this mid lane.
Yes, let's push with Skywrath's Mage 3 damage. Here we go, boy.
You do what you got to do, you know?
Not a bad call there, I suppose.
But like you talked about earlier, the fact that so much pressure was created by Shana in this first lane with the Aghanim Sanctums, right?
Yeah.
Just overpowered this lane, and the Aghanim Sanctums ends up not really doing anything this game. That's 2 of them.
Too predictable, putting them both in the same lane. Could have spread things out, but... Woo! Not too many finishers here.
Yeah.
Gonna be taking it anyway, just through Axe. No Blink Dagger, which is what we really needed. However, Spot Weakness is gonna enable another card draw. Really looking for something like those.
You can cast another one as well.
Yeah. Really looking probably for a Spring the Trap or something to that effect.
Yeah, Spring the Trap would be pretty good. Going for Seleme's Favor into another Spot Weakness, and it's just Roseleaf Druid. So kind of a dead turn overall. Other than taking this tower, of course, which is quite important. Shana really needs a Blink Dagger. Good God.
Yeah. Does we have that in the deck, right? Of course. 1 Blink Dagger available.
I mean, we have them on these 2 heroes, but these aren't the Time of Triumph heroes.
No. 1 Blink Dagger left, and a massive 3 damage coming out to that tower. Could prey on the weakened, spawn literally nothing. So I believe
think this might be the play right here.
The play may be a foresight with a Dejimaki Maul knocking out some mana.
I mean, imagine winning this game, being so far behind, and casting Prey in the Weak with 0 units coming out.
Wow.
That's like the ultimate, like, punch in the face.
Wow, there we go. That's an interesting play there.
Is Demagicking Maul, do you like that, getting rid of this?
I do like that, but I think for what I've learned from this game, I'm a little too aggressive.
Maybe go for the 50-50 and take out the card draw.
Yes.
And he got it. Hype feels it in his bones.
What a great draw there. And now SUNSfan, though, we do have lethal on this tower. Rough, rough, rough.
With the arrow, not helping much, but Arcane Assault will be exact lethal.
And so the time has come. 3 damage in that middle lane.
All right. He's going to save it. He just needs his heroes in every lane. So, feeling pretty comfortable that this will happen at some point.
So the time has come. Can Hyped possibly save this tower and get another one? Annihilation looks nice, but then again, you would have to go and try to take that tower. He really needs that second tower somewhere, and mid looks like the only place to be able to do it.
Whoa, whoa.
Hello.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
We do have double bolt, SUNSfan.
That's true. All right, let's look at the tower HP. We got 34, 30, and 5. Obviously, the bolt will not be coming in that lane. I don't know. That's all you... So if you go to the first lane, you can copy bolt. Oh, my God.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Multicasting bolt, that's true.
You could multicast bolt. You could cast it twice with
Lord.
that refresher and then get that bolt for that final lane. This could be in the hands of Ogre Magi. Now, this is assuming, though, that 3 damage, a minuscule 3 damage, is not dealt in that middle tower.
Oh, but the spawns are so bad.
No.
So even if you copy the bolt, you will get Berserkers called because obviously the opponent will know if it's copied. Oh, I'm sorry. Why do we even need to copy it? You don't need to copy it. You have 2 in hand already.
No, but I'm talking for the 3rd lane. You just knock that sucker out before she can do anything.
I guess.
So, can cast 1, but it will spell disaster if you do.
I mean, you might just need to blink, honestly. All right, just
Could be time
going
to
to draw
go.
some cards.
And just sacrifice to the gods.
Oh, you can draw some more. See, that multicast was reserved. We actually had it right all along. It would have copied bolt. Berserker's Call, that's 2 heroes just dead in the blink of an eye.
Yikes.
Still no blink daggers, though, so Shana's just stuck in this lane, but this is 80 potential now. If you get like an emissary next turn, perhaps you play some creeps right now to kind of play around the idea of getting emissary.
Yeah, you got 2 Savage Wolves, but you can only play 1, of course. You got Unearthed Secrets. You got plenty of stars aligned, so you could put down a lot of creeps in this lane.
Yeah, this not looking good, though. I mean, Eclipse, 8 charges is a lot, but as we've seen, having Ogre Magi is kind of a big deal. Having Aghanim Sanctum in no other lane is pretty detrimental for Hyped.
Yeah, man, that Aghanim Sanctum is very needed. If he had that in the middle lane, we could be seeing an Eclipse into a Bolt and then a win in that last lane, but without that refresh of that mana, that's tough.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
He would have possibly won this game if they didn't both spawn within Berserker's Call range.
Oh, that's not crazy, boy.
Because there was no duel in hand.
That is what happened.
And there's no way for Hype to get back to this lane. There's no blink daggers on any hero. So I think this is just it, unless he can somehow get 30 damage. I don't even think that's possible.
Well, no.
That is it?
Not without a refresh, I'm afraid.
Back to this refresher orb?
No, the Aghanim Sanctum.
Oh, the Aghanim Sanctum.
Yes.
Why didn't they call this refresher? That's true. That's kind of weird, isn't it? That's actually a refresher.
Future plans, SUNSfan. Future expansions.
That's true.
Refresher orb improvement. So that's a sad situation. 3 HP on the enemy side. He has to assume that he's got something there. Remember, we have not seen all of the duels come out. So he could be guessing that a duel might be his way. I mean, this is just a rough situation here. Your options are limited. You don't have too much that you can do. And you're waiting for that next round.
Yeah. I think we're just going through the motions at this point.
But
you can try to go for concussive shot into Eclipses.
Can't get damage here, SUNSfan.
I mean, Eclipse does a lot.
Yeah.
Well, no more negative armor for you. So just by him alone, that's 4 charges. So that's half the charges just to kill a Treant, and not much is accomplished after the fact. And here he comes.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, well,
Nice
we got
spread.
the creep entry.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Bronze
Still not
Legionnaire,
much to be done, though.
able to block up if needed, and a full committal.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
that
he can see that there's no like items in hand at all. He knows that there's absolutely no way, unless there's a relentless pursuit for blue that we don't know about. There's no way to get to that lane.
Trapped like a rat, Mr. Hyped.
I do believe this is going to game 3. So Hyped being taken to the limits here.
No options, I'm afraid, as we wait for that precious moment. What could Hype be waiting for? Nothing. Okay, fine. Very good.
Might be thinking about next game, you know, collecting his thoughts, going through the motions in terms of what mistakes he may or may not have made. I mean, I don't even know what mistakes he made, honestly. I thought Shana just played really well.
Yeah, I mean, we saw kind of the same situation as game 1. Very nice early game draws coming out from Shana Babana Fofana.
Shana.
And Hyped able to play around that in game 1, not able to do it in game 2, and the time has finally come. However, this will be the first time that we get to see Shana play a new deck, which will be interesting.
Oh, that's true.
So
We're
we will
already in the game,
soon
too.
see the new deck from Shana and see how that impacts. It is going to be the PA Splash deck. Let's take a look.
Yeah, nice little splash here.
You want to know how I know PA's broken?
Here we go.
Yeah, PA Splash with gank, and you have already the best black deck you could possibly have without the horrors of having to play black. So there you go.
The sad thing is, by these decks continuing to win, it actually backs up your horrendous argument.
I'm not horrendous. Coup de grace is a broken skill, PA is a broken hero, and gank is literally the best card for any black deck. So there you go. You literally get all the benefits of black with simply PA. Sounds balanced to me.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a bit of this yesterday with all the cross lane spells from the PA coming out. But I have never seen a deck like this with that little in terms of black cards. That's literally 6 black cards.
It is as efficient as possible.
Very
Black decks are just, how do we help PA? And then you figure out, we don't need anything but PA. And maybe Bounty Hunter. And Paydays.
Well, you're not going to see that.
F that card anyway, though. Here we go. Welcome to the game.
Yeah, this is going to be a very red-heavy deck with just, like you said, a splash of black.
A splash.
Just a little tickle here and there from PA.
A little tickle from PA.
Yeah.
Not something you want. A little tickle from PA.
Why? Why don't you want that?
Yes.
1 shot, 1 kill?
Jesus.
What?
I was talking about other things.
Oh, okay.
Nobody wants a little...
You have a dirty mind.
I don't.
Action slacks.
I do not, sir.
Yes, you do.
Married man. And my responsibilities in order.
Your responsibilities of your mind?
That's correct. Phantom Assassin getting put in one of these 3 lanes, and the Assassin's Veil. Now, will we see the lore where Phantom Assassin gets that Assassin's Veil? Probably not. We're going to probably see that.
I mean, that's a secret shop item, too. I was just going to double check. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen that in a deck before.
It's a very nice pickup on somebody like a Bristleback.
Yeah, for sure.
Just making sure that you get that armor. Also, PA, the namesake of the Veil. Make sure that you hit those heroes instead of a tower, because PA hitting a tower, not too impressive.
Yeah, I think I like the Bristleback idea, buddy. Or any red hero, for that matter.
Sure.
I mean, you can literally kill all 3 heroes this round if you want.
Oh, that's an interesting placement by Hyped. I mean, that card was just guaranteed to die here. Isn't that right?
What, the Zeus?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you don't care about that. You want to show your opponent. I mean, you have at any cost anyway.
That's true.
And actually do live with that at any cost.
Well, how dare I doubt?
He knows. And initiative is on his side, so he's definitely going to be playing this. Otherwise, you could be scared of a duel. So the 3rd kill will not be there.
No.
For Shana, but I do believe that we will see the Assassin's Veil, which I'm super hyped about.
That's a lot of damage on that free tower, though, SunsFan.
We're not going to see it.
Bristleback just straight up hitting a tower can be pretty powerful. I mean, 8 damage is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
Will we see a duel straight for that 6-on-6 damage, though? I'm going to be passing on that as well.
That's a lot of passing.
I mean, very useful. And Hyped is pissed. He just leaves.
Yeah.
He's sick of it.
He's very cold.
Oh, shit. He's putting on his serious business jacket now. Here we go. He's covering up Team Liquid. Org, don't watch this, because I'm about to go real dirty right now.
What if it's another Team Liquid hoodie?
Oh, my God. The double shout-out? No.
it's
He's covering up the logo. Look away, investors, because I'm about to destroy this kid. Don't clip it. Don't talk about it. I ain't Team Liquid right now. I'm from the streets, baby.
But going back to that play with the Assassin's Veil not being played, I mean, you're right.
He's put on the fucking headphones. He's getting the goddamn...
Those are not headphones. Those are earphones.
He's put on the headphones.
Earbuds.
He's getting inside. He wants to hear the character screaming as he murders them. Oh, Jesus.
He looks very bored.
He
actually looks nothing like you're describing.
What are you talking about? That's the look of a man that's about to take a life. He's serious. He's ready for the kill.
Another yawn.
He's
God.
He's screaming.
That's a roar.
That's not a yawn. He's screaming.
It's the roar of the Team Liquid horse.
That's the Team Liquid battle cry that we just saw there. He's like a yodeler of death.
He is literally going to fall asleep.
Oh, shit!
Oh, it worked!
I told you, people! He put on a coat. He put on the thing. He gave out the horse scream in the round 1.
I can't believe he even took Golden Ticket from the side shop.
Of course he did. Richard Garfield extended his hand and said, take the RNG I presented.
Oh, my Lord.
RNG of Golden Ticket on the side shop.
I mean, how good is this item, though? It's pretty bad.
And what are you talking about? Tidehunter insta-dies.
All right, here's the good thing. Yeah. obviously it kills every single hero. So just so you guys know, we'll leave the text on the screen. The beauty of it, though, is you can kill all the Aghanim Sanctums in one click. It has 0 cooldown. Every round you can take out every single improvement.
Not only that, but items as well. We get a
But there
blink
are
dagger.
no improvements because we're playing against a red deck,
God,
Slack.
you're stupid.
Why don't you correct me, you idiot?
What am I going to say? In the middle of your sentence? You can destroy.
You can destroy every improvement,
God,
which
you
is
dumbass.
0.
There's no improvements. I know. I give you time to maybe
0 improvements. Do you understand?
I give you time to maybe backpedal a little bit. You have time halfway through
I
the
was so
sentence to say.
excited that it was against the blue deck.
However,
Oh, he sees it. Shana has a deadpan response, no facial animation. In fact, maybe the camera is frozen.
I don't think so. That camera's dead. Oh, yeah, shut it off. We shut off the camera.
Oh, no.
Don't look at my face. You don't want to see what's coming. The tears are coming out.
Oh, no.
Sweet baby Jesus.
So just for those that don't understand why 10 damage is actually killing Tidehunter, it's because this item, whatever it damages, will die. It will be condemned. You can be damage immune. It doesn't matter. You will die. And it does cost 25 gold. It's not nearly as consistent as a Horn of the Alpha, for example, but that's off a golden ticket.
Man.
I'll take that any day of the week.
Now, I know not a lot of people see Apios' Blade coming out, but and it is a very rare item, but I didn't know that, you know, we had 2 items there, too. It does destroy items with its active ability,
That's
so
true.
It would have really been a gotcha to throw that on a hero that just put those items on and really destroy in that moment, but early game, taking out Tidehunter like that and now continuously doing damage, has to deal with that now.
And Bronze Legionnaire placed to take out Ogre Magi. So this game for Hyped, I don't even know how this changes it, honestly.
What are you talking about?
Apotheosis Blade. It's nice. It does siege damage. We should have went over the text because we keep talking about it in bits and pieces.
Right,
it has
up.
so many things
Well,
about it.
if you want to remember everything, I'll give it to you easy. It's the +4 item. No, wait, that's
Time of Triumph.
That's Time of Triumph.
Okay, so it gives 4. Is it 4 or 6 siege? I actually can't remember.
Let's take a look here.
Double click them.
All right, double clicking.
All right, that doesn't work yet. We'll get there very shortly. I believe it's 4. Is it 6 siege? I can't remember. It's a certain amount of siege.
Yeah.
Anything that you attack will die, and it has an active ability that both condemns improvements, which, as we've discussed, isn't very useful here, but also condemns items of heroes that are blocking you, which is obviously very strong.
That's right. Now, that means that now, no matter what happens now, duel, you can't duel Zeus. You can't Berserker's Call Zeus. It will kill the hero no matter how big they are. So that's something. I mean, Zeus,
That's true.
If you try to trade with him, he will take out whatever hero trades. You can't gank Zeus. He will kill you in every circumstance. So
Gank has been countered
yes. Well, no.
by Apotheosis Blade.
Yes. Nah, it's not even countered because the hero still dies anyway because PE is broken. But very good.
Very
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
All right, well, is initiative important here for Shane? Doesn't look like it. 19 gold. Okay, let's see. If this comes... Oh! Vesture off the side shop! Are you serious?
Holy
This side shop is unbelievable right now. You have to take this.
You take it.
You have to.
But the
19 gold.
the item gets destroyed if she's in front of Zeus.
That's
He or she,
true.
it. Any of them, if they're in front of Zeus.
That's true. You have to take it, though. You have to. You just need to avoid Zeus at all costs.
At all costs.
At any cost, some
Indeed.
would say.
Thank you, Richard.
Oh, my Lord. I was going to say it, too. If Vesture shows up in the side shop with 19 gold exactly, then Richard really is watching this game.
Richard is watching, and he says, a little bit more action, please. A little bit more.
Richard, you've done it again.
Thank you for blessing us, Mr. Garfield. We are in your debt.
Richard's done it again.
Richard.
Mystic Flare, able to take out the LC, so Luna is all alone in this lane with her buddy the Creep. And yeah, we're at the 6-mana turn, of course, so Eclipse is here. Only 4 charges to start, though. This is one of the best scaling spells in the game.
Say it like that.
One of the best scaling.
Scaling. Jeez.
Look at that. Is that a cat? What is in there? That's melee creep. So don't do what's in this art, guys. Do not eclipse melee creeps. I'm not sure why they are there, but it's very strong.
And I mean, it's just they're getting affected by it. It hits everything indiscriminately. Can we talk about hyped again? Look at this zen state that he has put himself into. He has taken a deep breath. He's fully closed his eyes.
Yes.
And he is waiting.
My specialty.
Oh, that was risky.
God, no.
That was risky.
Did you not see the clip? You got rid of the blink dagger for the love of God.
Well,
Almost
as long
lost
as
the
it's not
Vester.
this. So Vesture, Hype has absolutely no emotion. I mean, he should know that it's either Vesture or Helm of the Dominator or that terrible item that I can't think of.
What's that?
The Wingfall Hammer.
How dare you?
I'm not
Very
saying it's
strong
good. I
item.
find it very fun to play.
Very
though.
fun
It's
item.
Very fun.
On a very strong hero, but we'll never see it. Here we go. Zeus, the unstoppable, the blade of Olympus being unsieged by the god himself as he ventures into that middle lane.
You really need some HP on this guy, though. He's just suiciding, right? That's kind of the problem.
I mean, he's suiciding, but then again, anyone that touches him, they die too.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me!
Don't touch me.
So,
he's immortal. You can't touch him.
I will
This actually
say,
makes
though,
a lot of sense with the lore.
I will say, though, it is a very good level...
4 Siege, by the way.
It is a very good level 25 item, but it was maybe not as good as a thunder as a horn. So
Well,
it's something you can deal with.
I mean,
You can
you
deal
got
with
it off
it.
a golden ticket. You can't complain.
Sure.
I mean, if you got Niktasha's guard, that'd be great too.
Whew.
Oh.
Niktasha's guard definitely better.
In this matchup, actually, I would agree.
Hmm.
You don't. The problem with Niktasha's guard is you can't use it. Like you can use it every round, but you don't want to.
Yep.
It's
Why
weird.
not?
It's just like getting a roar off over and over and over again. You don't know.
Oh yeah, that sounds terrible.
Well, you don't know where they're going.
Yeah, but
you
if
know?
it's a late game, that can very easily decide a match.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a great finisher. It's an unbelievable finisher.
Yeah.
But to use it, like he got this early.
Yeah.
Like using that early just makes the game so weird. You're
Not
just playing
really.
like all random mode.
No, you make
know?
sure that no matter what, they can't enter that lane. If there's two heroes and one
Why
has a
don't you just
Niktasha guard,
shut your mouth,
why don't you
huh?
listen
Why
for
don't
once
you
in your
shut
life?
your mouth?
If I could get away with killing you and not go to jail, I would.
That is extreme.
Was it?
Richard's watching.
Richard, he agrees with me. He whispered to my ear when I met him, and he said, "I one day take out SUNSfan."
Wow, that's unacceptable. That does not make me feel good.
He's gonna make a card in the game that says, "Rest in peace, son."
Oh no, not that. Not that one.
Shut up and get back to the game.
Spring the
here.
Trap can be played. We see the Thunder God's Wrath come into effect here.
Yeah.
Just softening people up. Doesn't really actually finish anyone.
We
But
haven't talked about Hype's hand. Oh!
Whoa!
Sacrifice yourself to the god!
yeah, he gets the tower as a result, so why not?
You can deal with that, baby.
Absolutely. This could be pretty scary. There's no Annihilation here. Is this it?
Wiggity what now?
You can at any cost, but Axe lives. This game's just over.
Wiggity what now?
This game's just over. He has to draw for what, though? Double at any cost, maybe? Oh!
Oh!
Oh, you don't... Oh.
Oh,
Gank.
what a surprise.
The
Phantom
card
Assassin.
comes through yet again. Shana. 2-1 hyped. Let's just pick the people we've never heard of. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They will win.
I told you, buddy. I told
They
you.
will win.
RNG can only do so much. Even Richard himself went out there.
Richard Garfield! So there's something about that name, I just love screaming it really loud. Richard fucking Garfield.
I'll just take it back to the pen. Swing it away. Back
Go
to
ahead,
you. Richard! Richard!